Hey guys, what's up? Sorry about the wind. I'm going to just say right off the bat, the wind's pretty bad today, so I'm just going to let you guys know that I apologize for that. There's nothing I can do about the wind. So, as you guys can see, I got my trailer sitting here and I got a cart on it. This is not a cart we just picked up. If you guys are long-term subscribers, you guys will remember this car. This is actually the Saab 9000 that has a blown up motor in it, knocking, and this thing's getting sent to the junkyard possibly today. I'm not exactly sure yet. Sent to the scrapyard more like, and it's just going to be crushed right off the bat. We're not even going to bring it to a U-pull it. So this thing's let me talk about the trailer first. First off, already pulled the derby car on this trailer. Not a bad trailer. Actually, it rides a lot better than we thought it would. At least with a load on it. Without a load, it's pretty bouncy. It's pretty. It's not great to tow, but with weight, it's not bad. Got all around new tires for it, and I also got I actually replaced some of the suspension on this side. Still got to do the other side. This is all new, pretty much, except for the dovetail itself. This has all been changed around. Like I said in my original video on my trailer, if you guys have already seen that video, I said that we have to change the dovetail here, and that's what we did. This whole entire dovetail was cut off and put back on at a different angle. I think it changed to like 8 degrees. I think we changed to 8 degrees up, and these ramps, as you guys can see, are massive, just massive. These, if you lined up these trailer ramps with me, they'd actually be taller than me. I think it's somewhere around 72 inches. I'm only 5'5", so I'm a pretty short individual. But these things are quite large and very heavy. So basically the old ramp stopped there. So this would have been your original, but we added all of this. All of that's been added. Same thing with this side, obviously. Let's see here. These are new. Basically, what these are supports for the trailer. For the ramps, and this holds the ramps up to the trailer and secures them in place, because you can't really fold them over anymore, because the trailer's just not long enough. Honestly, we didn't even cut any of the length. They're just not. They're just too big to lay over, and the trailer's not long enough to actually get it to lay back. So that's how the ramps are actually held down. So still have to replace the suspension on this side. Tires are brand new, and that's been pretty much all that's been done to this trailer, really. And then there's the Saab, the good old knock engine Saab. This thing's pretty rough, obviously. Telling by this fender, literally nothing left. Pretty much connecting this fender to this right here. There's pretty much literally nothing from this fender to this. This thing actually fools the eye. It looks really bad. It really does. It looks quite bad. But it's actually not pet rusty, believe it or not. I'm going to show you guys the underneath of this thing, since it's up on this trailer and easier to see. Really not that bad. Really not that bad at all. And up front is even better. Go ahead and show you this. As you guys can see, it is pretty clean up under this thing. And you're probably wondering, why don't you just replace the motor in it? It's because it's really not worth it. This car's not really worth replacing the motor in. It needs a bunch of other things too. It needs both struts replaced in the front. Both of them have broken springs, and if you're going to replace the spring, you got to replace a strut. Needs a new tire on the back side there, or possibly get that tire fixed. Needs new front tires because they're dry rotted. Needs a whole bunch of stuff under the hood, and the interior is not in great shape. As you guys saw in my, if you guys watched the original video on this Saab, this thing was full of junk, and trust me, now it's even more full of junk. Literally, just full of junk. Mostly from my Buick Regal. Had to get rid of that stuff to free up this trailer, and well, now this thing's going to the scrapyard pretty soon. It's going to go to the scrapyard before the Buick does, more than likely. So it might even go today, I don't know yet. I know Saab lovers are probably like, oh no, why are you scrapping that? It's too clean, it's too clean. But if you guys can understand why we're scrapping this thing, then perhaps perhaps to you, I guess, because this thing's just not worth it. It's a 97 Saab. It's got no kind of, I mean, with the way it sits, really, with all this rust, it really is not very attractive anymore. People aren't going to really buy this thing. Can't even really sell it for parts because there really isn't a lot left that is good. But we do have another Saab, actually, that we bought, twin to this car, actually. It's a 97 Saab 9000. It's just black instead of silver. So we are still driving that Saab. Got that Saab a few months ago. Really cheap, even cleaner than what this car is. Underneath. It's got a nice, that one's got a turbo in it. This one, we took the turbo out. We took the exhaust pretty much totally out of this thing, and this thing screams. Trust me, I had to start it up without the exhaust on it. Just had to do that, and also we had to get this thing all the way on the trailer because it was actually sitting on the end of the trailer where we could cut the exhaust off and get everything off more easily, where we could get under this thing and actually cut everything. There's actually the exhaust laying on the ground right there. So this thing sounded great with no exhaust. I'm sorry that I couldn't get a clip of that. I just didn't want to run this thing very long because I'm afraid this thing would blow up on the trailer, and then, you know, you don't want all that crap on your trailer to clean up. Although oil isn't exactly bad for the wood that's on this trailer, it's just that, you know, it's just another thing that has to be done. Especially if it throws a rod, then you got to clean up all that metal that it throws out of the engine. So that's not good. That wouldn't be good. I mean, so anyway, I hope you guys understand why we're scrapping this thing. I think it's pretty obvious why. It's just not worth saving. And this trailer is in good shape and only going to get better, really. That's if I don't sell it after the fact, without we get this thing all fixed up. Honestly, you guys can see how high this thing sits. It's just a little bit too high for me, and you know, it's quite top heavy, and you know, just not a great car trailer. But I did get this thing for pretty cheap, so I can't really complain. So alright, well, see you guys in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. I know this wasn't the best video of mine, but you know, it's gonna have to do. Hopefully you guys were entertained by this at least a little bit. So, like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.